Hello guys, this is Bharat and I welcome you all to this session in which I'm going to tell you about using Lambda function with filter and map function. Also we will learn about difference between Lambda function and traditional function in Python. In our last session we learned about what is a Lambda function, how it works, how to create a Lambda function, where to use Lambda function. So without wasting time, let's get started. And I suggest you to subscribe to this channel for latest videos and updates. Now without wasting time, let's get started. First of all, let's quickly take a brief overview of Lambda function. Lambda function are anonymous functions. Unlike traditional functions, we have no name in Lambda functions. We can use any anonymous function to perform simple operations, and we are going to use this function just once. So we have three parts in Lambda function. First is Lambda keyword, then parameter, and then the expression. Lambda is the keyword that we use to create a Lambda function. Parameter is variable we are going to use, or a function we are going to apply in our Lambda function. And the expression is the body part of the function. Like we have body in our traditional function, so in Lambda function we have expression as a body of function. Now let's see the syntax of Lambda function. So the syntax for Lambda function is, first we write the Lambda keyword and the parameters colon and then the expression. For example, lambda x colon x power of 2. Basically this function will return the power of 2. Let's see another example. With lambda x comma y colon 2 into x plus y. So this will return the value of x plus y multiplied by 2. Now let's come to our today's topic. First of all, let's see traditional function versus lambda function. Let's see what are the difference between them. So traditional function, they can have multiple expression statements in their body. We have multiple statements, or we can say a bunch of statements are available in traditional function. But in lambda function, we just have a single expression of their body. We cannot write a bunch of statements in lambda function. In traditional function, the default values for the parameters can be assigned. But in lambda function, we cannot assign the default values into our program. A normal function can return an object of any type. While creating a traditional function, we can return any type of object. But a lambda function always returns a function object. A traditional function takes more time for execution as compared to lambda functions, and a lambda function takes relatively less time. A traditional function requires more line of code, but a lambda function, it requires a maximum of 2 lines of code to define and call a lambda function. So this is the difference between a lambda function and a traditional function. Now we also have a filter function and a map function in Python. So let's see how to use a filter function with lambda function. In simple words, filter function is used to filter values from an iterable. Like we have list in Python, or we can say a tuple in Python, we can iterate over them. Filter function takes a function as its first argument. So the first argument of the filter function will be a function that will be applied to the statements for filtering the value. And the second argument will be the iterable. The filter function then applies the argument function to every element of the iterable. So basically we are providing two arguments in the filter function. First is the function and the second argument is the iterable. Now in filter function, provided function will be applied to the iterable for filtering out the values. and returns a new iterable that contains all the elements for which the function evaluates to. Basically, filter function filters out an iterable based on a function. It's like adding an if condition to the iterable. So let's see the example of it. Suppose I have a list called as number and it contains several elements. So now in the second line I have created a lambda function and applied filter to it. So in this filter function I have passed two arguments. First is my lambda function and the second argument is my list. So this function will be applied to each and every element of this list and it will return me a new list. So in this it will return me all the elements which are greater than 50. So we have three elements which are greater than 50, that is 56, 78 and 90. So now let's try it practically. Let me open my Jupyter notebook. So here I am in my Jupyter notebook. So here we will write the code for filter function using lambda. So let me comment it here, filter function using lambda. Now first of all I need a list. So let me create a list as list and I will take random values in it. Now let's create our filter function, and as you know we need two arguments to be passed here. The first argument will be our function and the second argument will be our list. So the second argument will be list and first argument will be our lambda function. Lambda x greater values which are greater than 50. So it has returned me the filter object. So our new list will be our filter object. Let me print it. See, it has returned me the filter object. Now to retrieve all the values from this filter object, I need to use the for each loop. Write for x in new list colon print x. So you can see it has returned all the values which are greater than 50. So this is how a filter function works with lambda function. So now let's move to our next topic and see map function with lambda. A map function is used to map values on the iterable. The map function takes a function as its first argument and the second argument is an iterable like a list. As we were doing in filter function, map function also takes two arguments and the first argument will be the function and the second argument will be the iterable. The map function then applies the argument function to every element of the iterable. Map function in Python takes in a function and a list. The map function is called with all the items in the list and a new list is returned which contains items returned by that function for each item. Basically, map function is used to map a function and values together and it returns a new map object. So let's see the example of it. So this is the program to double each element in the list. So first of all, I am having my list which have some random values. Now the second statement is I have created the map function and I have provided two arguments, that is the lambda function and my list. Now this map function will map all the values of the list onto the function and it will return a new list object. Now after printing my new list, you can see the output. It has doubled all the values that are given in my list. Let's practically implement it. So Let's come again to Jupyter Notebook. Now let me create another list, that is, let's take some values that are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I will create a map function. So let's write map, and again in this map function we will give two arguments. So the first argument will be our lambda function. So let's create lambda function, lambda x colon x into. So this lambda function will return the multiplication of 2. Now let's store it in a variable new list object. So this will return me the new map object. So I will return it in new list. If you don't believe me, let me print new list. It will give me the map object. Now to retrieve the values, I have to create a for loop for x in new list, print x. So this will print all the values after mapping onto the lambda function. So guys, let's revise all this. First of all, we have studied the filter function. So this filter function is filtering all the values in my list on the condition that if x is greater than 50. So this will return me all the values from this list which are greater than 50. This will return me the values. You can see these values are written here. Now next we have studied the map function. So this map function will map the list elements in my lambda function. So all these list elements are mapped onto this function, which is just multiplying all the elements with 2. So you can see it here. It has multiplied all the elements with 2. So guys, this is all for today. Thank you for your attention, and I suggest you to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more latest videos and updates.